Let me say something that a lot of capable people probably won't admit. You can you can know that you're gifted, you can know that you're talented, you can be doing well, and you can still feel like maybe you're not quite as far as you should be in life. I mean, I'm 49 years old. I've lived just a little bit of life, y'all. And if I'm honest, I still doubt myself. Not because I think I'm trash, not because I lack confidence, but because I know that I should be further along in life, at least in my mind. So listen, if that tension feels familiar to you, pull up a chair. Let's have a conversation. I heard it said before that real change doesn't start with the things that are happening all around you. They start with what's happening inside of you, specifically the things that are happening in your mind. And that line specifically stuck out to me because it allowed me to know that capable people can be stuck. Today, I just want to walk you through a few things that have helped me kind of get unstuck, especially when I get in my own way, because I do that quite regularly. So let me talk just a little bit about myself. This is what I recognize. I recognize that the doubt that shows up in my life, it wasn't emotional. Doubt didn't show up because of something emotional that was going on with me. But what I recognized was that when doubt showed up, it was repetitive. It was the same thoughts showing up over and over and over again. It was the same thoughts that went unchecked. And I had to remember this, and I need you to remember it as well. Not every thought deserves agreement. I mean, I'm just being honest. Some thoughts, they're just familiar to you. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to agree with them. And it doesn't mean that they're true. I should be further down the road. I missed my moment. If I was really gifted or talented, it would have already happened. All of those things sound convincing, but that doesn't mean that they're true. And once you notice the thought, the next thing you have to notice is, how are you talking to yourself? A lot of us don't realize how harsh we've become with ourselves. And if I'm being honest, I didn't realize how harsh I was on myself. I would talk real bad and real greasy about myself because I believed that I should be further, I should be doing more. Things should look different for me, right? So I was the one who was talking real bad to me. Being hard on yourself is not the same as being honest with yourself. I need you to be honest with you, not necessarily uber critical, but be honest. If that voice in the back of your head sounds like it's trying to break you as opposed to lift you up, look, something's off. Something's wrong. We have to start talking to ourselves not like someone that we're disappointed in, but like someone that you're responsible for. Let that sink in. Like, I'm for real. What are the things that you're saying to yourself? Like, I know I wake up and I start talking to myself. Literally, before my eyes open and before I put my feet on the floor, I'm talking to myself. You're amazing. Today's going to be an amazing day. You're a great husband. You're an amazing father. Today is going to be amazing. Great things are coming your way. Like, I got to start speaking to myself. Now, check this out. I got to start saying that to me before this starts talking to me. Yeah, y'all know that inner critic always likes to show up. The inner thing that begins speaking to you. You got to start talking to yourself before that inner self starts talking to you and tells you that you can't. Now, man, we got to do this over and over again. Listen to me, even when you're tired. Because when you're tired, that's when that inner critic seems to come out the most. And here's the crazy thing. Why is it when we're so tired, that's when we believe the inner critic the most? Here's a quick side note. If that inner critic starts coming up and starts talking all this negativity towards you, instead of debating your inner critic emotionally, you start speaking facts. You got to start reminding yourself where you've been, what you've been through. You got to start reminding yourself that you've already overcome. You have to start reminding yourself that thing that they thought would take you out, how it didn't take you out. You got to start reminding yourself how when things all fell down, you just used the rubble to step up. You got to start reminding yourself of where you've been, because if you can understand where you've been, now you can start seeing where you're going to. What I've come to realize, and y'all gotta catch this, doubts hate receipts. That's right. Your doubts hate receipts. It hates the fact that you can remember what you've overcome. It hates the fact that you can remember what you came through. It hates that. Doubt hates receipts. So you better start keeping receipts. And you know when those doubts showed up the most? The doubt showed up the most when I forgot where I was going. Listen to me. When the future gets blurry, that's when the present gets heavy. So you got to know where you're going. You don't need to know everything. You just need to see yourself moving forward one step at a time. It can be a small step too, but one step at a time. You're making positive movement. Picture the version of yourself that's calmer, that's more grounded, that's more reflective, right? Picture the version of you that's more mature, more seasoned, not the one that's trying to rush. You don't have to rush. You got plenty of time. And when it feels like that things is trying to overcome you, you have to remind yourself, I'm not late to the party. I'm just being formed. Listen, I know all of this sounds well and good, but there is something that I had to learn the hard way, y'all. Thinking about change doesn't bring forth momentum. The only thing that brings momentum is movement. That means you got to do something. You got to act. You got to stop talking and you have to start doing. See, self-doubt feeds on hesitation. You're pump faking. Let the ball go. But you know what breaks the cycle? Small steps, small wins. Because small wins add up to bigger wins. And before you know it, you got a snowball going. That is unstoppable. That is the unstoppable you. So do something. Do one thing. Not because you feel ready, but because movement quiets the noise. And if the truth be told, confidence shows up after you move. So if you're doubting yourself now, I did this entire message just to let you know that you're not broken, you're not alone, you're not behind. Listen, you are becoming. And becoming sometimes feels uncomfortable. But just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean that it's failure. It's called formation. You're being formed in this season. So don't rush the season and don't shame the tension. Because everything might not make sense yet. But that doesn't mean that it's not working out. So remember, do not be conformed to the things of this age, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you might discern the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God for your life. We'll holler at you on the next one.